Welcome again to another episode of the C-List Villains Podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. Tonight, I'm your host, AJ. We've got Eman, Red, and we've got a special guest in the house, Mr. Andrea Mutti.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Artist for Bunny Mask. Hello, Andrea. How are you?
Oh, hello, guys. Thank you so much.
We want to thank you for coming on. I know that it's late. You're on the East Coast.
No, it's okay. I'm not so old.
Before we get started, we do have another co-host who's not on.
He's coming on.
Oh, he's coming on. Okay.
All right.
Okay, perfect. So, Andrea, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Tonight, I'm good. Just finished a bunch of new pages for the next season of Maniac from New York, and there's something going on. It's really, I can't say anything right now, but you'll see very soon.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Oh, we'll see. Hold on, I'm hoping that we get a C-List Villains exclusive here. Are we gonna get something here that sounds awesome?
No, I'm pretty busy. I have to say, this is for me an incredible moment. It's because I'm doing incredible stuff. I mean, story stuff. My job, and doing pencils, inks, and color for me. It's really full time work. So it's really full, but it's really fun. It's really creative for me, and restart with the real color in direct color.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's kind of a return of the innocence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Return of the Innocence. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I know we've only got a short amount of time with you. So before we start on, we obviously want to talk about Bunny Mask with you. Hey, how's it going, Luke?
Hey, Luke.
Hey, guys.
Sure.
Andrew, I know that we do want to talk about Bunny Mask, but before we get there, could you let our listeners know give them a little background on how you started in the comic book industry?
Oh man, so I'm a pretty old boy in the industry because I was 19 years old. I was just finishing the college, and my first contract, paid contract, I was 19 years old. And I started with the stripes on the newspaper in Italy, and in a few months I get my first contract with one of the major publisher in Italy called Star Comics. But before I did something for indie comics like Phoenix, like Intrepido. It's very typical from Italy. After that, in Bonelli is maybe the most popular and big publisher of comics in Italy, with a sci-fi monthly serial called Never Never. After that, I did plenty of stuff for French market and US market in the last 20 years. It's my favorite. Like expression for myself, like a kind of freedom to draw something. The kind of approach of the page for me, the US comics is the best. For my feeling, of course. No,
you're right.
No.
I love that. That's all. U.S. comics are the best. Yes.
For me, it kind of seems easy reading. At the same time, I think for an artist, it's really a kind of a real freedom and liberty to express yourself for the room of the pages. So you have really, and between you and the writer, there is a kind of friendship, like it's really a cooperation. It's a real team. The same stuff with the publishers, like for the editors. It's really, we can feel that the team. It's not a single winner, but we won together or we lose together. So I love that kind of approach.
Right. And right now you've got some hit books with AfterShock. Obviously, Maniac in New York and Bunny Mask have been really successful with AfterShock.
Yeah.
Can you explain, like, how did you get in touch with the writers and how that collaboration process go?
For sure, which is a long story because with Elliot Callan, we worked together. I think 6 years ago for the first time on American Vampire anthology, and Elliot is a great artist. He's a really good writer, and I always say he's kind of my blood brothers. It's really easy to talk to discuss and with him because it's really our brains are like a connection, like a special link between my brain and his brain. And it's really, when you share the same passion and you want the same thing, it's really easy to work, and the pages are better and better without any particular effort, like a kind of inspiration. So every time you are excited, and once the issue is done, you are pretty sad. You go, oh, come on, I need something more. And and as we say, thank you to all the AfterShock staff, like the editorial team, of course, like Mike Martz, Christina Harrington, and they are, with Mike, you are old friend of mine because we worked together in Batwoman, I think 8 years ago, something like that. And we were always in touch. And once the occasion came up, we did it. So I'm really grateful to all these guys. Really, it's really funny.
Right. And what about how did you get involved with Bunny Mask?
So after Maniac of New York, they talk with me about a possible new project, and with Paul Tobey, another bad guy in my partner in crime. I know Paul since many years, and this time was the right time. And when they told me about this new project, I was super excited because the plot and the pitch was incredible, crazy. So it's done. So it's really, it's the consequences. It's a good thing. Once a good thing starting, it can get better and better and better and get fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be easy. Sometimes.
And speaking of Bunny Mask, there's something that I think Luke would like to share with you.
Yeah, sure.
Luke, you wanna show him a little Bunny Mask cover that you got here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a cover, or my shop did a cover, exclusive cover.
I'm sorry, you never heard the light is.
Is the line a little fuzzy?
Yeah, like that.
Oh, sorry. We did
There's the light.
We did a cover with Chin Potter, a local artist here in America. And it's a very, very awesome book. I really enjoy it.
Do you happen to have the cover with you, Luke?
I swear, I thought you were reaching for it, Luke.
No, we sold out of it.
Nice. It's
good. I have a few damages left.
Hold
on.
I'm highlighting myself. You failed, Luke. I'm highlighting myself. This is what we ended up getting right here, Andrea.
Yes,
this is the chin paw. I was hoping that Luke, I'm going to show it off for you because I'm proud of this right here.
I have it. It's awesome.
These right here, yes, cover art from Chin Potter, but yeah, this is we needed this. We needed to get this one in our life. And Luke sold out. Luke, I didn't even know you sold out, man. That's freaking awesome. Congratulations.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so happy. But you guys are all from Los Angeles? All you two guys?
We're all on the West Coast. Yeah.
So AJ's down close to LA, Los Angeles. Red and I are closer to the Bay Area, closer to San Francisco, while Luke is actually closer to Portland.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Good. I love it.
And Andre, do you live in New York then, or where?
I live in West Coast, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Awesome place.
How close are you to Tampa Bay?
1 hour, maybe less.
Oh man, that's not too bad.
Like Tampa Bay compared to Tampa, Clearwater, and Sarasota. It's lovely place.
That's some good fishing over there. I saw a couple of pictures on your Instagram for fishing there, Andrea.
Yes, with my boat, with my kids.
I might need to make a trip out to Tampa Bay and just. Andrea, what you doing, my friend? Let's go fishing.
Yes, man.
Did the hurricane skip Florida?
No, we are pretty lucky because the West Coast, Florida, is really lucky about the hurricane because they hit maybe only the cube of the hurricane, so maybe some rainy, heavy rains. That's it. So the East Coast is worse.
So on the Miami side.
Yes, Miami side.
East and South are the ones that get hit with the hurricanes most of the time, huh? Yeah.
Now, did you come out here to the U.S. For work? Is that how you ended up?
Actually, the was it on the project because I had some production in Los Angeles, And they need me here, and up and down to Italy was pretty heavy, you can imagine. At the same time, my kids won a scholarship for the college and the high school. So okay, stay for a year, but after a while, you can stay forever. It's
Yeah.
I love stay here. It could be forever, but we with a house, it's okay. It's nice. Yeah, nice.
You have two homes, Andrea. You have two. You have one in Tampa, and you have one in. Honestly, that's living the life right there. You have a home in America and a home in Italy. There's people who want to go visit Italy. You got that right there.
I want to go to Italy myself. Yeah,
I want to go to Italy. I actually got a question about Italy for you later on, though, Andrea. I'm gonna put you on the spot, but this is later on. Okay.
Now, as far as your art style, with you being in the industry for so long, how has your art style, for your perspective, has it changed much, or do you feel it's pretty much been the same since you've kind of gotten your foot planted in the industry?
Well, I have to say, I think that I am a really lucky artist because in these 32 years, I tested many different styles for comics, between maybe Italian stuff, the French style, and the American style, and every time I try to have fun, I try to improve my style, and like watercolors. The last work in watercolors was 25 years ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I was in full pandemic, and I had time, and I tried to make a couple of pages in watercolors, and I did, why not? I tried to send out. And once I send the page around, it's done. Every single project was in watercolor. Maybe could be a different approach. Maybe light and fresh. Maybe different. Maybe original. I don't know. For sure, more personal. So I like to move the colors and have this kind of approach, because my colors on comics are not description colors, but it's kind of moody colors. Like I try to get some vibes. I don't like sky blue, which is pink, green is the grass. Happens, but mostly I try to put some emotion, something different. I try, and the reality is for me is the first inspiration.
Right. Now, just out of curiosity, I know that, being in the game for so long and being an artist for so long, have you moved in, or have you, what are your thoughts on the whole digital art thing? I mean, have you started, working on that type of medium?
So about digital, I am really old-fashioned guy. I mean, classic pencils and classic inks. I, frankly speaking, don't like too much the digital approach, even in the inks, for example, and because everything is too much perfect, everything is too much cold to me,
right?
And sometimes it's a pity because great artists, super great artists, in digital seems too much the same too often. I'm a strong reader. Every week I go to the bookstore. I get plenty of comics, and sometimes for me it's difficult to recognize an artist to another one. I don't know if it's because it's digital or something, but I prefer to stay on the analogic if I can.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I mean, I like when I saw, for example, some mistaken or some errors on some dirty stuff. It's material, and I was a teacher in Italy in a comic illustration and storytelling. And once you can show a page with the real ink, with the real effects or brush or something, for me was something when I was young, and still something today. It's my opinion. Correct. I like it. Yeah.
Do you keep all your original pages then, or do you put them out for sale? Because I don't think I've
for sale. Yeah, for sure. And with Money Mask and Maniac of New York, I had plenty of records about that. It's incredible.
See, and this is why I think it's better going traditional as opposed to going to NFT, to be perfectly honest with you, because you have the hard copy. You have literally someone's blood, sweat, and tears on a piece of paper, and you can purchase that and actually hang it. I understand the whole NFT thing. Everyone wants to go digital and whatnot. But I'm like you, Andrea. I like the whole traditional part. If you can own a piece of just art that was actually used in something, man, do it. Use that. Get that and hang it on your wall as opposed to getting it digitally.
I think it's, except I think it's... for me, I'm really paranoid because I'd like to. The smell of the real paper, the smell of the ink and the color. And when I work with the watercolors, I use the mouth to move the brush, like it's normal. And when I taste the taste, it's not super good. But about the color, for example, the blue is totally different taste of the yellow. Because the pigment is totally different. It seems a stupid detail, but it feels very like, oh, I'm alive. It's really something. And at the end, when I saw the pages complete with the black, the inks, and the effects, and I use the paper I use is a little bit rough, not too much, not just a bit. And when I touch the paper, I can feel part of my soul. Makes sense? My soul.
Wow. No, that
That's
sounds
deep.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And honestly, like there's a lot of heart and soul that gets put into a piece of work, and I totally get it. But when you incorporate and you're able to add extra senses to your piece of art, it just means that much more. Like you said, when you're painting or when you're using a certain pen, you smell the ink and it's familiar to you. When you look at that page on a comic book, you as the person who actually drew it can possibly smell the page because you remember what those inks smelled like. You can feel the depth that the paper was making when you actually drew on it. There's so much senses. There's so many senses that go into drawing on traditional as opposed to digital. And you kind of brought it up. That just makes, traditional art just that much more special because there are extra senses involved.
Unless the artist is a smoker, then you get to smell the smoke.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, that's very true. Hold on. We've heard of stories of comic books coming out of houses of smokers, and you can smell those also.
Yeah, but when it comes out to original art, you can smell the pigment of the paint. You can smell the paper, but you can also smell the artist.
Oh yeah.
So whether the artist has bad breath when he's spitting on the art,
that's a Cuban right there. Yeah, there you go.
At the end of the day, I have my hand dirty. I mean, I like it. I mean, it seems like the fresco style, like the old-fashioned, the historical, painters or the real ones. I'm a simple artist, but I mean the real ones. Like when I go to the museum or when I go to the gallery, every time I am astonished about this kind of texture. I love it.
But you are a modern day Da Vinci.
No.
You are. There's magic, and especially in Buddy Mask. There's a lot of magic that was put into Buddy Mask, and honestly, like the one page that almost everyone talks about when they first read Buddy Mask, and I know it takes a lot away from the story, but it's also a part of the story. But it's the page where you see the father chiseling the daughter's teeth away. That was just one of the most gruesome, I felt that for some reason. Can you talk to us? I need to know. Can you talk to us what your mind was going through when you actually drew that page? That's what I want. Out of all the pages in the Buddy Mask series, I want to know about that page. What was going through your head?
It's all Paul's fault, of course. It's all his fault. It's not, I mean, because the story now, Buddy Mask is particular because it's not a classic horror story with slashery or with monsters or something. Buddy Mask appears, I think, 10 times in 4 issues. I mean, it's not very present, but it's kind of sickness. This is the real force of the story. The real character do normal thing like talking, like eating, like go to a gallery. There's nothing particular. There's no crazy, creepy places. Yes, maybe the cave time and time, but it's few pages. But all the stories kind of eating music in your head, kind of what the hell is going on? And this kind of creator, to Bunny Mac, is sexy, is a pretty girl, but at the same time it's scary because she looks you and with these big white eyes and is unexpressive. So could be angry, could be good, could be I don't know. So you never understand what she's going on. So this is the real point of this incredible story, I guess. From Maniac of New York, it's really violent. Even the color, pretty much, electric, very psychedelic sometimes, very nervous. But in mass, it's too soft. Maybe it's kill me softly, something like that.
And that's the scary part about Buddy Mask.
Yeah.
That it's softer, but yet still deadly.
Yeah. Agree. Thank you.
Now, with you being in the industry for so long, are there any current or new artists or contemporaries that you see that you get inspiration from currently?
Oh yes, plenty. As I told you before, I'm a strong reader. I call to talk to myself like as a reader before to be an artist.
Okay.
And every time I discover great artists, and for me, is an inspiration every time. I'm not the kind of person that I'm done after 32 years, so I'm good. It's okay. Blah blah blah. No, not for me. I still try to learn from the others, and every time is a surprise. It's incredible. And this is the main part of my job. I mean, go to the bookstore, stay for half an hour, 1 hour, and looking and watching and the details of the artist. Means inspiration is my way of life. It's very important. The same for my kids. It's kind of before to do something, know something.
Yeah.
This is the point.
I'm curious to know what artists have you really liked currently, any of the new artists, and then what are you currently reading?
Oh man, I'm reading everything. I mean, seriously, everything. The superheroes, the indie, everything. And I really, really love Sean Gordon Murphy for his energy, for example.
Yes.
Somebody Idiot, for example, it's great. And plenty of Gabriel Walta. It's a big friend of mine. It's huge. It's really easy, but it's really incredible. But it's too much. The list is too long, and I don't want to say a name because I can lose another one or miss one.
Okay. Well, just curious to know, what are your how about this? Can you name your top 5 comic books that you're currently reading?
Top? Ooh.
Top 5.
Except mine?
Except, of course, I can't.
No. Include yours, Andrea. It's okay. Go ahead.
It's really. So I have fun with Harley Quinn with Matteo Scalera and Murphy. It was issues. It's really awesome, and there is another title. I remember our comics is Tommy Edwards and Benjamin Percy, I guess. For me, it's really, really good. And what else? I feel plenty of titles, man. Plenty of titles. All the Star Wars saga for me, for Darth Vader, was very funny. And the work of man, it's too much. I love Sea of Stars, Jason Aaron. I love it.
Oh, okay,
really
I didn't realize that. Is that already still going, or I thought it already stopped?
I think I have 2 volumes of it. It's done.
I think so, yeah.
It's really, it's really, really tons of comics, and it's really. I can say this is my favorite because maybe today, tomorrow, wow, but it's still enjoyable.
I was really expecting Bunny Mask, Maniac of New York, Bunny Mask, and Bunny Mask.
My ego is not so good, so I know small ego. So it's okay.
Oh boy.
I'm curious because you're from Italy. I always feel as though, and maybe I'm completely wrong in this, but I feel as though sometimes Americans, they're not giving comic books the kind of prestige that other countries are, especially Europe. I feel like when I've seen comic books in Europe and Europe creators, there's a certain higher prestige. Am I wrong in saying that?
Oh, I lost you. I'm sorry. What the hell? You see me?
Oh, yeah, we see you.
I lost you the last.
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear us?
Okay, now yes. I'm sorry. I
Repeat your
lost
question.
you.
Repeat your question.
Last a second. Can you repeat Italy? And I lost you.
Okay, so
Sorry.
I've kind of noticed that like comic books like in Europe, for example,
Mhm.
have a higher like almost prestige than like in America, where still in America there's still kind of like this thought it's only meant for kids, even though we as collectors and readers we know it's no longer like that. But I always feel like, especially like in Europe, it's already got a higher prestige. Am I wrong in saying that?
Look, it could be a long answer because, for example, in Italy we have pretty much the same approach of US comics about the market. I mean, it's a popular media, so it's a pop culture and cheap, and it's a monthly series, pretty much like in America. In France, for example, they have this big book. It's a slow reading, so you have much more panels, very detailed. It's much more like a theater. So it's really slow reading, and the production process could be really long because
Okay.
it's their way. And they have this kind of moody approach about the art, But at the same time, you have many titles every year, and maybe the artist can do one book per year. So it's really nothing. So 46 pages per year is nothing. For
Yeah.
me,
Okay.
46 pages in 2 months. It's a totally different approach. So is a kind of clash of culture, if you can pass me this word. But in the same time, in the last 10 years, for example, the superheroes, like for example, these mainstream titles with the TV shows, with the movies, became wow. So I remember when I started to work in this field, I was super young, and I was in my girlfriend home to dinner. What's your job?
Mhm.
I'm a comic artist. What? Comic artist? I do comic book. What the hell are you talking about? Do something real good. Do something real job. Now, you're a comic artist. So great. Don't make sense. So,
Oh, now you care. No, it's okay. It's all
exactly.
right.
No, makes sense.
No.
Now you're a hero. You're a star. Maybe you do shitty stuff, but once you're what the hell? You're a poor guy. This is or you're super poor or super rich. I don't make it my
Yeah.
dog. My doggy. Pretty much.
I think your son is photobombing your interview.
I see two people right behind you. I see one of them looking. Hey, what's going on over there, Dad?
Yeah. I see someone's over there.
My
What's
wife,
going on?
my dog, and my kids. Hello, guys.
Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Oh man.
Well, sir, I know it's getting late for you.
Okay.
Before we let you go, I know Eman's got some questions that he wanted to
Sure.
ask you, sir.
All right, Andrea. I have. I'm thinking whether I should do rapid fire. No, you know what? We're gonna do a new
Let's
set.
go.
We're gonna.
I think we should. We've got time, I think, to go with both segments.
Okay, we're going to go with two segments here, Andrea. So the first segment here is rapid fire questions. I'm going to be asking you 10 questions about yourself, and I need you to answer them as quickly as possible. These have nothing to do with comics. This has everything to do with the choices in life that Andrea makes. Are you ready for this? All right, let's get going. Number one, Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi, guys.
Better place to live, Venice, Rome, or Milan?
I guess Rome.
Favorite color?
Ooh, blue.
Favorite vacation destination?
The Southwest of America, guys.
Quick question: is blue the best tasting out of all the colors?
That's funny because it goes into my next question. What's your favorite food? Blue. No, but what's your favorite food, Andrea?
Favorite food? Ooh, man. I'm Italian, so. But if I can say, risotto ai funghi porcini. It's risotto?
Yeah,
yes.
I know.
With a special mushrooms from. It's not south of Italy, but this is in the middle. Guys, it's something special. something special.
How can we get this mushroom? I want.
Yeah,
now.
now I want to know.
It's impossible. In America, it's impossible. It's only in that area of Italy. It's super small, and for the humidity, for the trees, for the climate or something, it's really incredible. The best of the world.
Okay, so the other questions were all about food, and I think you just went it with that one. So we're going to end it with that one right there. That's it for rapid fire questions for the night, Andrea.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get into a new segment that I just started right now, my friend.
Yeah.
This is called the description of this depiction, Andrea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few photos, and what we need is an explanation as to what we're seeing here. And I'm wondering if you can help us out with that. Are you ready for this, Andrea?
Okay, let's go.
I only have, I think, 4 photos here. So this one right here, you were interviewed by the Scottish crime author Denise Mina. That's you on the right. You have this look on your face of utter, I don't know, I don't want to say disgust, but you were looking at her. Can you explain what was happening here, Andrea?
Because I was totally hungry. I was starving at the time. Exactly. Scottish food is not super cool, but at the time I was starving.
So this is Andrea's hangry face. Gotcha. All right. Next photo.
Yeah.
So this is a great picture of you. You look extremely happy. How happy are you really, like, in this picture? I'm going to blow it up just a little bit. Look how happy you are. Andrea, this was a photo shot right here.
Yeah, this was a picture for the launch of the Dragon, the Girls with Dragon tattoo in New York City. So I was really happy. I was really like a nerd style,
I like how happy you are right there.
Speaking of tattoos, there.
Speaking of tattoos, Andrea, can you talk to us about what's going on
here? For this tattoo, no, this one. You know this one?
Oh, that looks cool.
It's the buffalo. I have a real passion of Native American culture, and I did many of tattoos in the reservations. And but this is one of my best friends ever, and he was my student in high school.
Oh, nice.
And I did this iconic tattoo with the buffalo is my totem. So it's okay.
I love it. All right.
Now what a pain.
Final picture. I need to know what's this? What are we doing here with this gun, Andrea? What can you what? You are too happy to be holding this musket, Andrea. What's going on?
Was a reference for Rebels with Dark Horse, one of my best stories against. And every time I can, I get real objects from the stories I have to draw. So like tree cones, like muskets, like pistols. I always use real details like that. I don't like to create a gun or a head or whatever. If I can get it, I get it.
And I think this is the last one. I need to know about this. What's going on? What is going on here, Pirate Andrea? What is it?
I love it.
My kid was late to get back, so it's sometimes.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a whole lot of sense right there, Andrea. Well, that's it for this edition of the description of the depiction. Andrea, thanks so much for playing.
Andrea, I do have to say I worked with the Navajo tribe for almost 4 years down in Arizona.
Wow.
And my students would give me, they would make me baskets and beadwork and rattle stuff you can't buy from any store, stuff that only is from their tribe.
It's awesome. I love original, first of all. And I have many friends from reservation. I had a great experience in Montana on the Crow Reservation, and even on Camp de Shea in Arizona. Plenty of Navajo Nation, like from Utah, Arizona, and even in Wyoming in the Paiute and Ute reservation. It's gonna be for me a really huge experience. And the Apache, I love it. For me, it's kind of every time we go there, I feel like to be home. I don't know why. I was a kid. I'm 6 years old. I remember, and I was reading one of my best comics in Italy. called Ken Parker, and the Indians, the Native American, they were even good, not always bad, like in the movie, John Wayne movie, like always.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, why the hell have to be always hugging these guys? It's impossible. And so I study a lot their culture, and I read, I think, hundreds of books about that, and I have the luck to meet many times the real people. So if the Navajo, for example, the real name is Dine, and every time we talk together, I can talk with them. It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's awesome.
And
That's
awesome. Have they told you what Dine means?
Yeah, with the people. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just the people. It just means the people.
But the same for the Lakota, the Sioux. It's really, really fascinating because the real name of the Indians more or less have the same meaning with the people, with the men. Makes sense. So it's something. It's something.
That's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that.
No, I think
have you ever considered, or is it in consideration to maybe do a comic book based on Native Americans?
Oh yes. I did something close with the Rebels, and in Parasomnia, for Dark, one of my other titles just came out. There is an Indian and Mohawk, and I did something similar with Vertigo 10 years ago, maybe more, with the Executor. There was a Washington State. There was a Mohawk reservation, but I'd like to do something with the real Indians. Yeah, I'd like to do something, for example, with the Apache War or something like that. Yeah.
That would be cool.
You're in Florida. Can you work with the Seminoles? Are the Seminoles still around?
Seminoles pretty much they live in the East Coast and in the reservation, the swamps, and they're totally different. But it's a really nice culture. When we went to the glades and fishing or for the boat or something, every time I spend time with them, it's fascinating. I have plenty of tattoos from natives from
Oh, that's awesome.
Those are pretty cool. Yeah,
those are dope. Yeah. Oh, you really do have a passion for Native American history.
What's that one on the right in the red ink? It says hey.
Sorry?
On your right arm? What? Yeah. In the red. There it is. What does that mean?
Heyoka?
Yeah.
Heyoka is a Lakota name and means the contrary. Heyoka was a kind of the joker of the village, the joker of the tribe, but was for the balance. When he was born, for example, he was crying. When there was a funeral, he was laughing. Not because he was stupid, but because, remember, there's yin and yang at the beginning and the end. Heyoka.
Oh, is that okay? Now I'm lost. Is that Native American or is that Italian or is that South Floridian? I don't know. Like,
I don't know. It's American, Lakota.
Okay. Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that is very cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, sir, I wanted to ask you. I know, before you get going, are you going to be at any conventions so that your fans can find you?
Sure. Look, the next will be the New York City Comic Con. But I have to say, I had a couple of conventions in Florida, but with the pandemic, the new Delta variant, many of them prefer to delay this event. I hope it's gonna be okay for October for New York Comic Con, and I have many invitations. I have not much time to say because I have really too much work to do, but at the same time, I'd love to have some dates around the States. For example, there is a bookstore in Denver, and I'd like to go as soon as I can. I keep you posted for sure. All depends on the pandemic, I have to say.
Comic book store in Denver, is this Mile High? Because that's like the top one if you think about it.
Yeah. So,
well, I mean, hopefully, maybe next year we might get to see you if things get better. Maybe out here in California, and
for sure.
Awesome.
What was in my plan? I mean, if you, for example, if you know any store that can organize something, I mean, if everything gonna be okay.
Hold on. If you're looking for a store, let me go ahead and introduce you to Luke down here, who has his own store, which is RKFA Comics. Luke, let me introduce you to Andrea, who's looking for a store.
The convention are super cool. The bookstore convention is much more personal because we have much more time to talk with the readers. It's much more, something
more intimate.
It's more intimate, definitely.
Smaller venues, definitely. See, we're getting a request from the foul-mouthed nerds over here. Andrea, you need to come to Unicon here in Vegas. You're being asked to Vegas there, Andrea.
I love Vegas. We went many times. When is it the Unicon? When?
Ooh, sometime in the future. So I can guarantee you it's sometime after tomorrow, Andrea. I promise you that.
Wait, is Unicon an event or a store? I kind of thought it was a store.
It looks like it's an event October 1st to the 3rd, 2021. It is at the World Market Center in Las Vegas, and tickets are on sale now.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. I get it.
Well, sir, before you get going, where can people find you as far as your social medias? Do you have a current commission list that's open, and are you taking commissions right now?
Sure, of course. We can get my website, www.andreamutti.com, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn if you want, and that's it. I think you want my phone number. My email.
Well, I wouldn't give your phone number out.
So we need your social security number. We need your blood type and your shoe size as well. Okay, Andrea.
Listen. He's already giving us his DNA whenever you buy his original art.
Oh, that's right. And just remember, it smells like blue. Always remember that.
And sir, what about your commission list? Are your commission list is it open right now or is it closed?
Yeah, I'm doing commission. Yes, totally.
Okay, perfect, guys. So for any of our listeners and viewers out there, if you want to get a sketch or some sort of commission from Mr. Andrea Mutti, please contact him. You know that he's got that hit book, Maniac in New York, and Bunny Mask. So you know that if his commission list is currently open right now, it's not going to last that long, guys.
Don't forget, he also has a book out a couple years ago, Port of Earth.
Yeah, yes. Going to be a TV show. I hope.
Yes, it's already.
I'm so excited about that.
By Amazon, it's going to be on Amazon.
Yeah.
So since we're sending people your way on commissions there, Andrea, the C-list villains get 5% of every sale from them. Just kidding. No. That's all for you. We want to make sure that you get your commission list full. We want to make sure that you get your business. We want to make sure that you're busy. And I'm looking forward to finishing. I'm a really big fan of Bunny Mask. I'm really enjoying that book, and I'm really looking forward to finishing it. One question. I know issue 4 is coming. Is issue 4 the last?
Today,
is that
tomorrow? Today,
this week soon.
It was tomorrow then, yeah.
But
Wednesday.
is it the last issue, or are we gonna
take a look on the last page for the issues?
He's not telling us. I tried, you guys. I tried. For all you Bunny Mask fans out there, I tried to see if Andrea can tell us.
Yeah, take a look. We got a long story, but it's gonna be fun.
All right.
Trust
Okay.
Me. Follow me.
Any other future projects you want our fans to listen to look out for?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm so proud about past Summer with Colin Brown with Dark Horse. It's very magical. It's really, really incredible story. It's another kind of horror.
Oh wow! Okay.
2 words. Let me check.
Cullen Bunn and Andrea Mutti on a horror. What label is this, Andrea? Do you know?
Let me. Yes. Here we go. Oh, sure. Come on, man. Look at this. I'm sorry, but it's in real time.
C-list villains exclusive right here. Andrea is about to show us something here.
Yes, this is the title. You see? Parasomnia?
Oh, Parasomnia.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, on Dark Horse, right?
Yes, Dark Horse. It's really particular and really magic story, horror story, because he's the king of horror about comics store.
Yeah.
And it was my first comics in watercolor, so it's gonna be like it's the Maverick, and the story is very particular, very deep, and I had fun because the worlds inside, the dream worlds and the real worlds, totally different. So I try to have fun with the colors, with the shade, with the shadows, and the two main characters. It's are pretty cool. So it's really, really something. So you get it, you know.
That book
Awesome.
sounds interesting. It
It's
really
nice.
does.
It's nice. It's really interesting. And I have plenty of new projects ongoing. I'm writing
Oh, wow.
myself, yes, a project, and for Dark Horse, I can say nothing for a moment. That's gonna be a sci-fi project from one of my favorite novel ever. So it's a kind of a version of this novel, but in science fiction sauce.
So very similar to how you did like a depiction or a comic book of the Millennium Trilogy, right? Like how you did with the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yeah,
Similar in the sense that it's based off of
yeah,
a book.
based off, but it's an entirely new version. It's inspired about the event, but it's gonna be really, really good. It's a kid dream, so it's gonna be really cool. I guess for me, it's
Nice.
awesome.
And then Parasomnia 1, 2, and 3 are out right now at your LCS. And then number 4 comes out on September 29th. You guys.
Exactly, you nailed.
There you
Cullen
go.
Bunn and Andrea Mutti. That's a combination. That's a combination for sure.
Well, again, thank you for coming on, sir. We really appreciate it. You know, we definitely want to have you back on.
Totally, anytime. Thank you for having me. Thank you, guys. You're so great. I had fun, and anytime we can chat, we talk, whatever. It's awesome.
And I'm going to find some more pictures, and we're going to need some more answers. Okay, that's what's going to happen.
Sure. I have to polish my well-placed PC trading floor.
All right. Well, with that being said, guys, thanks you for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. I'm AJ the Comic Collector. You can follow Red, C-List Villainous Red. You can follow Eman, C-List Eman. And you can follow Luke at Luke Weeks. Make sure you follow Andrea Mutti on all his social medias. And make sure you go to RKFA Comics to buy some books. Yeah. And join his Facebook group, RKFA Comics on Facebook.
Thank you, Eman. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, AJ. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea.
Red. It's nice.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the Sealess Villains Podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and email us at sealessvillains@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail or text us at 209-975-7597. Be sure to join Luke Week's Facebook group, Rare Keys and First Appearance Comics. And you can follow us on our 2 Instagram accounts, Sealess Villains and Sealess Villains Podcast. Lastly, follow the villains on their separate IG accounts. At Luke Weeks, at C-List Villainous Red, at C-List Eman, and I am at AJ the Comic Collector. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next episode.